so let's go through a quick rundown of the bikes that are in the garage and any plans or whatever we're working on right now for these bikes. Okay, so first things first is the Grom. The wife wanted to learn how to ride. She liked the way the Grom looked, and I needed a pit bike. So the Grom is that's what it's for. It's for the wife to learn how to ride, and it's for me to use as a pit bike. The only plans for that really is I need to lower it a little bit for her so she can flat foot and be more comfortable while she's learning on it. And then we're going to get rid of the fender on that. But other than that, for now, that is all that's planned for the Grom. And the reason being is because we don't want to have too many projects going on at one time. We want to try to stay on one, get it done, and then move on to the next one. So we're not going to overwhelm ourselves on multiple bikes, both mentally, physically, and financially, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so our next one is going to be the Busa. So for the Busa right now, you can see we still got the tail off, which we kind of leave the tail off like anytime it's in the garage. And then fairing is off over here. The reason that fairing is off, we had it off when we were changing the wheels. Actually no, we took it off when we were doing the oil change. So we did change the oil in this one. But the plan right now for this one is we are waiting on a brake line from Core Moto. We needed an extended one that goes from the rear master cylinder to the ABS pump. So what we're doing is we're gonna put the rear set extender, which is right here. We're gonna put that on. So we need to extend it to bring that back to make it a little bit more comfortable when I'm riding it. So we're just waiting on the line for that. And other than that, I think the only thing we really need to do to this bike is we need to obviously open the clutch up. We're going to be adjusting the RPM that the stall is set at. Right now, I think it starts engaging around 4,900 RPM. I'm going to raise that to about 55. And we're also going to raise the rev limiter and the two-step, obviously, to match the stall. So for the Busa, for now, that's really all we're doing. We're still going to run it on pump gas. We're not going to put MR12 in this bike until we get to the max point with pump gas, which I'm thinking with pump gas, we're probably going to be somewhere around 8.9 to 8.8 is what I'm shooting for with this. Anything more would be, you know, a plus. But that's what we got for the bike. And obviously you can see I already put the rear extender on this side. So, but yeah, for the Busa, that is it. And as you can see, she's got her lovely BSTs on. So she is ready to go. Now, on to our 2018 Suzuki GSXR1000R. That's a lot of R's. But this bike is brand new, as you can see. Still has 0 miles on the dash. Let's see, should come up. As you can see, 0 miles. So she is brand new. The only plans we really have with this bike, it is going to stay stock wheelbase. We are going to obviously flash the ECU. We're going to put exhaust on it. Still don't know which exhaust I want to put on it. Right now I'm going back and forth between the Graves and the Acro. I wanted to do the Brox, but that exhaust doesn't come out until like March or something like that, and I'm not on the list of people who can get stuff like that early. So yeah, so exhaust, flash, a tune, initial tune, and then we're probably going to switch to a 520 chain and sprocket setup. We're gonna do the fender eliminator. We're gonna get a rear cowl. We're gonna get rid of the front turn signals and the markers. And I think other than that, that's pretty much it. We're gonna keep the mirrors for now. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, we're gonna lower it as well. Oh, we're gonna put everything on it to lower it. But for normal everyday street riding, it's going to be at its normal height. We are going to take this to the drag strip, and we're going to take it to the road course. So when we go to the drag strip, we need to be able to lower it. So that's why we're going to get everything to lower this bike so we can take it to the drag strip. And we need to get some tank protectors for this thing too, so we don't scratch that up. And that brings us to the H2. The H2 is good. Everything on it, it needs to be washed, but everything on this bike right now is good. I can take it out and ride on the street. I can take it to the track, whatever. What I need to do is, right now it's got the Extreme Creations version 1 billet oil pan on it, and people were spinning bearings with that oil pan. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of dark, but people were spinning bearings, so they made a revision to it. I have the new pan, the revision 2 pan, that I was going to put on it, but we found out that a guy actually slung a rod through his block with that new oil pan. So we're not sure if it was because of the oil pan or something else. If you guys don't know, this bike also threw a rod through the block, but it did it after a fresh motor build, and it broke a rod bolt is why that happened. So for this bike, we're just waiting on Jeremy at CMP to send us our OEM oil pan back so we can get the oil drain out of this, make sure there's no metal or anything in it, drop the pan, just look around there, make sure everything's good, and we have a high pressure oil relief valve that we're going to see if it fits this bike. It is a Kawasaki one, but it's not listed for the H2, but if it does fit, we're going to put that in, put the OEM pan back up, and then we are going to try to work on a way to log the oil pressure on this bike. It's a couple ways you can try to do this. The only one that I see viable for me right now is to get a T-fitting that fits where the oil pressure sensor goes and be able to still put the oil pressure sensor in on one side. I have a AEM oil pressure gauge that I'm going to try to find a way to mount it somewhere up on the dash. But we're going to connect the sensor for it to the T-fitting with the oil pressure sensor that comes with the bike, get all that connected, and then we're probably going to have to go back to our Dynajet Pod 300, because with that thing you can log 5-volt channels, but with the Woolwich setup you can't. So we're going to try to incorporate that somehow. We still got to figure it all out, but that's what we want to do. We want to be able to monitor the oil pressure and see what it's doing during the run, if it's dropping, raising, whatever. If it's dropping, we need to obviously not run the bike again in that situation until we figure out a way to keep it from dropping. Another thing with this bike is Kawas are known for having oil issues. It's nothing new. They're known for it, all of them. So that's why we have to be real sensitive with this one, because this bike is real expensive to fix. If anything happens to the motor, you're coming out of pocket. Right now, this bike initially spun a bearing on the original motor, the OEM motor, and then I had it built. After I had it built, I rode on the street a couple times and took it to the track. Couple passes in, it throws a rod through the block. I was told the reason it happened is the rod bolt broke. I have pictures of the rod bolt that I will probably attach to this video right now so you can see what it looked like. But yeah, that was a very expensive fix. We need to keep this thing together. So that's why I still want to get it to the track, but I want to make sure that the oiling system is good to go before I take it back to the track. So we're going to get that addressed. But as far as the H2 goes, that is pretty much it for that bike right now. It may be some other things coming up in the future, but for now, that is all we got. And as you can see, we have our Project Booster frame on the ground. I still need to get this thing packed up. We're going to get it short necked, get the seat rails cut, and get it lightened. And then we're going to get it powder coated. I'm thinking about doing something besides black. I want to do a color for it, because this bike is going to be obviously like a grudge build, but it's going to be one that I want to do everything as much as I can. Let's put it that way. I want to get original motor first. I want to build it myself, and then the turbo kit, hopefully one that's like a direct bolt up, probably from RC Performance. Try to get this bike to make somewhere around 400 or 500 on race fuel, and yeah, So for now, this is what we have for this. We do have forks for it that need to be sent out. So we need to get those sent out, the frame sent out, and then we're still waiting and looking for a subframe and the swing arm. Not really sure how long we're gonna go on it, but it's gonna be a long bike, the longest out of all of them. And right now the Busa is a long one. It sits at about 73 inches right now. The H2 is at 67, I think, 67, 68. Obviously stock wheelbase. So, but yeah, guys, that is the rundown of all of our toys that we have right now. So those are the plans, and that's what we're trying to accomplish right now. We're in winter and it's pretty cold outside and wet, so the tracks aren't open or anything like that. So now it's the perfect time to be upgrading and getting everything done. So for now, I'm gonna sign off, and I would try to keep you guys updated. I think the next video you would get will probably be either the video for the first ride on that, or it may be the video for this one with me doing the carbon fiber wheel install on there. So until next time, guys, peace.